Welcome, future masters. Now, we got a fun little king and pawn endgame going on here. Make sure you like this video. It's going to be very helpful. So, white plays this move. I've told you before, the way to win these piece endgames is through piece tactics, or by exchanging the pieces and going to a winning king and pawn endgame. He's doing the work for us. We get to trade rooks if this is winning. Now, under normal circumstances, when you think, if we trade rooks here, he's got the outside pass pawn, and that's devastating. And under normal circumstances, it is devastating. However, this is not normal circumstances. I've showed you before, for those of you who've been around, there's a thing that it doesn't have a name, but I'm going to give it a name called the diamond formation, which I see is going to happen when we play d4. And this diamond formation is how you make a pass pawn. d4, he could play c takes d, and then you could force a pass pawn by playing c takes d. So we're going to trade rooks with this guy because the diamond formation, which is right here, this is the pawns c3, b4, c5, and d4. This is the diamond formation for making a pass pawn. And yes, I can't believe that there's no name for this, but there is now. And this is how you force pass pawns. Now, the thing about this is that we can force a pass pawn, and then we'll have two pass pawns that he has to fight against with only his outside passer, which is an advantage, but two pass pawns is double the advantage. And here it's easily calculable to play d4 to make the pass pawn, otherwise you're completely toast. He takes. But what separates the men from the boys is they don't have to take on d4. He would have the advantage. If c takes d4 double question mark, h4, his king stops both of these pawns because the d pawn cannot push. d3, king to e3, f4 check, king takes d3, you lose. His king can hold these two pass pawns on d4 and f5 to advantage, to where his outside passer is the winner. But I have a different passer for him. I want to have a distant passer of my own, and notice that I'm one step ahead of him. This is his problem. I'm going to queen and take his pawn from him. Or I would if he didn't resign. So, the things you have to know here, let's go back. Rook. There's several things you have to know. One is that you can force the diamond formation, will force a second pass pawn for black, which doesn't win automatically, but it's one of the things you have to consider. Also, you have to understand that if we take it on the d file, his king holds this. You have to know this king will hold these pawns back. So he's already neutralized two pass pawns with his king, not just one. He's neutralized one here. He'll neutralize the second one if we take on d4. But taking on b4 is the winner, and that's the key. Outside pass pawn or distant pass pawn, advantage white. Two pass pawns for black is an advantage for black in a normal situation, because this one can't be stopped. And that's the key. So, pretty short lesson, easy stuff, under 5 minutes. Check it out, study it yourself. I'll see you later.